having a head start with your fitness, I think, is a big thing, because when you start with basic training, it kind of hits you hard with the physical. So if you're already on top of that, I thought it made it a lot easier to start.
Welcome to this special series of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. In these short episodes, we're exploring two big questions. What do careers actually look like in the Royal Canadian Navy? And how has the Navy set up these men and women who serve our nation for success after leaving their career in the Navy? And to get these answers, we're joined by the crew members of the HMCS St. John's Halifax, who are going to talk about their own experiences and their own careers. And we're also going to talk to the men and women who serve these boats on shore to ensure they have all the support they need as they travel the world. It's like being on the ship while you're in your home. So without further delay, we bring you this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. Welcome back to the Sea of Opportunities podcast. I'm Michael Sangster, your host, and we are joined right now by Sailor First Class Scott, who is a MarTech on board the HMCS St. John's, working on the electrical side. Talk to me, sir, about what's a MarTech, because the average person listening to this doesn't know what it is. We're trying to talk to Canadians about roles that are available in the Navy and careers that are available. So we're going to peek into your life a little bit, but talk to me a little bit about what is that role on board a ship?
So it's kind of split into two main categories right now, which is the electrical and mechanical. So like I'm on the electrical side, so it's my everyday is more of an electrician style. So you're troubleshooting if any power goes out. You're in charge of maintaining the DGs on load. And if the ship blacks out, that would be where we respond to. And then the other side, there is the mechanical side where they're in charge of the propulsion diesel engine, the gas turbine engines, basically anything keeping the ship moving so we can get to where we need to go.
You got 230 odd people on board. I had the pleasure of being on board and meeting many of you, men and women. There's a lot of technology. There's a lot of things going on board that ship. There's a lot of need for electrical power, isn't there?
Yes, there really is. As we get our newer ships going, it's more and more electrical side.
I had a chance to tour a couple of the shipyards, including the Irving shipyard when we were there for Fleet Week, meeting with some of the Navy officials. And it's interesting to see the way they're building in the electrical into the new ships.
Oh, yeah.
When I was on board yours, it was strung along the roof, and it's you're doing a lot of jury rigging, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of, you just got to make do with what you have at the time, especially at sea. You don't really always have the access to the easy way to fixing stuff.
I think the word MacGyver comes in handy.
Yes, it does.
We are old enough to remember that. I told the story on an earlier podcast about running into him into an airport and the luggage terminal, the carousel was broken, and everybody asked him to MacGyver it, but he couldn't fix it. So it turns out he might have just been an actor. You're a real life MacGyver. You must have done some unique fixes over your career.
Yeah, so far there has been. I'm still at the start and the junior end of my career. So it's a lot of learning from the guys that have all that experience, trying to teach you that kind of jerry rigging mentality to fix things along.
Before we were on air, you said you've been in the Navy for about 5.5 years. Why did you make that choice? Why the Navy?
A lot of it stems from my grandpa serving in the British Navy. And then when he got out, he moved to Canada with my father, and then kind of keeping that tradition going. I always kind of wanted to, and then just happened at one point in my life, it lined up for me to actually join.
And it's been a rewarding career for you. You mentioned to me earlier, you might stick it out all the way to retirement.
Yes, I think I'm going to stay till I retire.
So you obviously came on board as an trained electrician?
Nope, I started right from square one, trying to learn everything as I go.
Taught by the Navy?
Yeah, taught everything by the Navy.
So one of the things that we're talking to, I work with a bunch of career colleges, and one of the things that we're trying to talk to our students have asked us, what are the career opportunities in the Navy and what do we need to train towards? So skilled trades, obviously really important on board.
Yeah, skilled trade really are.
And there's a huge demand and a huge need. What's lifestyle like for you? How are you finding life in the Navy? It can't be easy.
No, it can be hard, especially being away. And then with the shift work, trying to still find time to stay active while you're at sea can be very difficult because you're kind of working 24, like anywhere throughout the day.
Well, we've heard the chat. We've had a few other sailors talk about the 7 hours on, 5 hours off, 5 hours on, 7 hours sleep. That's not an easy life. Is that the shifts that you're running right now?
Right now, we are doing 4 hours at a time, and then it changes between 8 to 12 hours off. But then in your off time, when you have the 12 hours off, you stay up and help with like maintenance and like preventative maintenance, corrective maintenance on top of your watch.
And your own personal gear. You don't have a ton of uniforms, do you? You got to keep washing stuff, and
Yeah, we have 4 sets of uniforms.
that's not a lot.
No, it's not.
I don't think I've ever seen more stress in a professional than watching a Navy soldier at a reception wearing their whites, trying to not spill on themselves.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's a certain level of stress that the average person in their career doesn't understand. So you're in for 5.5 years. How do you find the way the Navy treats you as a whole person, not just the career, but the supports that you get being in the Navy?
I found so far for me, the support's always been there, whether it's been getting you on your courses, making sure you have sufficient time to get to the gym and stay active and fit for duty. Any questions I've had along the way has been met with nothing but easy answers from my chain of command.
What is it like for your family back home during this time? 6 months is a long haul.
Yeah, it is. This is my first deployment, so it's my first time being gone for this long. So it's going to be a learning curve for sure. But she has the right support back home and has a good friend, so I'm not too concerned with that.
It sounds to me like the conversations we've had, the Navy's done a good job of making sure the supports are there if they need anything and people can jump out. So do you have a message for somebody thinking about joining the Navy? You're in a unique spot. You're about 5.5 years in. You still remember the toughest parts of joining.
Yes.
What are the messages or the thoughts that someone should have on the way into the Navy to get themselves ready for it?
Just always be able to adapt to different situations. You might be told something and then last minute it's going to change because that's just kind of what happens with the Navy today. And kind of coming in ready to work, but also having a head start with your fitness, I think is a big thing. Because when you start with basic training, it kind of hits you hard with the physical. So if you're already on top of that, I thought it made it a lot easier to start.
So that's an interesting point. You don't walk right onto a ship. You go through CAF basic training.
Yes.
What's that look like?
It was 10 weeks. So you flew in and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. You hit the ground running from day one. So it was first day, you're getting your uniforms, everything sorted out, right into getting everything issued to you for what you're going to need for the 10 weeks, and then right into classes and training and everything.
I'm 56 and a half. Vice Admiral Topshe was reminding me I've still got 6 months where I could join. I don't think I'm ready for basic training though anymore. That'd be a tough go for me at this age. You're proud of the decision you've taken, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Proud to serve the country. Do you have a message for Canadians in general about the Royal Canadian Navy and the work you're doing, and maybe even a little bit about the mission you're headed out on how do you feel about it?
I think it's very good for Canada to be a part of the NATO sailing and show our presence and support to NATO as a country. And just for messages that we are here to protect and serve for the people of Canada.
Fantastic. We appreciate it. We'll make sure the message gets back to your partner that you're thinking about her because it's a tough time for her, as you mentioned, but still.
Thank you very much.
You'll be looking forward to getting back. We wish you fair seas and following winds, and we look forward to seeing you on your return. We thank you for your service to the country, and we look forward to seeing you back in Halifax Harbor in December.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. If you like this episode, I hope you leave a review for us as it helps more people to discover the show. If you're interested in a career in the Navy, you can click on the link in the show notes to learn all about the Naval Experience Program. Thanks for learning with us.